Got Valentine's on my mind. These are kind of interesting. Oh no, that's not good. What do I want to get into today? Got Valentine's on my mind, so of course I naturally think of red or pink. Got some red, white, and blue. Here's some round pink beads. And white and cream and light pink. What are these? These are flat back beads. Green. Those are pretty and vintage. Bubblegum pink. They look like little pebbles. And they've got yellow for spring. What are these? These are kind of interesting. Let's get them out of the bag. Take a closer look. They're pink, really pretty pink too. And it's a tube bead. They're just plastic or acrylic with little gold metal beads in between. Actually, it's strung on a string. You can see the string poking out here. And so these are little crimp beads in between, crimped around the string. How long is this? Oh my gosh. How long this is. Oh my gosh, that's long. I have to measure it. This is an 18-inch ruler. 18 plus 12 is 30. And we have to double that. So yeah, this is a long necklace. So what do you think? Should we make something with these beads today? This necklace, take it apart? Sure, why not? I don't know if this is going to come apart easily or not. It has a string, as I said, all the way through. So I'm going to cut it on that string. I don't think it's just going to feed through. I mean, I might be surprised. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be crimped so tight on the little gold beads that I wouldn't be able to pull them off like this. This is a lot of beads. I don't need to take all of them off for now, so I'll set those aside. Let's get the pink ones. I'm not going to be using the gold beads. Actually, they're kind of brass looking. I'm going to just roll those aside. Had to go through my bead storage in the basement and find these little hearts, little pewter hearts. I think I'm going to start out making earrings. Got some ear wires, 3mm silver plated beads, some 2-inch head pins. You know, I never know what I'm going to make until I start. So a little silver plated bead, a heart. Oh, these are triangles. Do you see that? It's a little triangle. I called them tube beads, but I didn't realize they were actually little triangles. I think I need another little silver plated bead. I'd say they're kind of contemporary looking. I'm not sure if I want that round bead on top or a spacer bead. I have some really tiny spacer beads here. I'll get a few out. Really, really tiny. Nope, don't like that. Went back to the 3mm silver plated bead, then the tube bead, the triangular tube bead, and another one of these on top. I don't know. I'm not sure I like that bead in between. Let's try something else. What if we put the little spacer bead on the bottom? It's called a daisy spacer bead, like so. Then we put the 3mm, then the heart bead, and then another 3mm. What if we put the heart on top? Do you like that? Or let's do two separate ones and compare. When I make my jewelry videos, I don't actually know exactly what I'm going to make. I might pick out the beads like I just did a few minutes ago, but I just kind of wing it and see what I can come up with. I have the heart bead on top or the heart bead on the bottom. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards it being on top, even though I thought at first it would be cute to have the heart be the dangle part, but I kind of like this too. I'm not sure. Let's put another tiny little daisy spacer, then the heart, then the little round bead. What do you think of that? This one or this one? Or do you have any other ideas? I mean, this is going to move. This triangular bead is going to move around. Gosh, I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to finish both of them off and put them on the earring display and see what they look like. So let's do that. Let's take this and bend it. I'm pushing the beads down. Got my thumbnail on the top bead. Bend it down and at a right angle. Hold it away from you so no little pieces go flying, and make a loop. Slip on the ear wire. Close the loop, or make your loop all the way and then, you know, open it up to slip on the ear wire. Just a little adjustment here. It's twirling in my hand. So it's Sunday afternoon when I'm making these. It's when I tend to have a little bit of free time, quiet time. Through the week, I'm pretty busy with our other gig job, which is selling on eBay. That keeps me really busy, along with making videos. So Sunday afternoon is when I find a few hours to work on jewelry. What do you think? Do you like either one? Maybe you don't like either one. No, I have really mixed feelings. I think I'm gonna have to go ask Mark and get his opinion. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what Mark said. He said, I don't like this one because it looks top heavy at the top. And this one here, he wasn't crazy about it, but he knows I like a little bit of a contemporary look. But as I was showing it to him, it came to me that I think I need to go with this idea, only slightly different. I'll show you. This one we'll set aside. This one is sort of what we're going to do, except I have some head pins with tiny little loops. They're only about, gosh, maybe 1.25 inches long. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking put this through the pink bead, add a little daisy spacer and a 3mm on top. I have enough on top to make my loop. And then I have some really tiny head pins with a little round ball head on it. Put this through the heart, as long as it doesn't go through. That's my concern, is that it doesn't go through, because that, boy, it almost looks like it could slide through there. But I'm pulling on it, it's not going through. I can't say I trust it though. What happens if I put a daisy spacer? Nope, I'm going to eliminate. I'm just going to go directly to the heart. I am going to put a 3mm silver plated bead on top. I'm going to have to do this in 2 steps here. I'll show you why. I'm going to push the beads down, put my thumbnail. Luckily I don't have long nails. I have horrible nails, but you know, that's beside the point. I'm a working girl. I don't have time for nail polish. Okay, I'm going to make my loop. A few more ear wires out. Slip an ear wire on here. Close up the loop. Close it up. Give it a little pinch. Straighten it up if you need to. This is the top part of the earring. And then this little heart, I'm going to bend the wire. And oh boy, these are very, very thin, fine wires, but very soft. They might even be silver. I'm not even sure. I'm going to make a loop. See the loop at the bottom of this head pin? I'm going to hook those two together and close this up. And now the heart dangles. Now it's cute, isn't it? It's really cute compared to just being at the bottom of it, directly at the bottom. I think that's what I was missing all along, was the dangle. So let's look at these side by side. And you tell me, which one do you like? The one that's close up against the pink bead, or the one that actually dangles from the bead? I like the dangle. That's what I'm going with. So I'm going to take this one apart and make a few of them like this. Do you like the lace background? I thought since I'm making Valentine's earrings, I would use this little lace in the background. Hopefully it shows okay on video. So yeah, I'm going to redo this one. I think I want the spacer bead at the bottom, the little daisy spacer bead at the bottom and the top, these here. So now let's look at the two of these. This one I added the extra daisy spacer at the bottom, which I like. And so I'm going to go back and remake this one and add the daisy spacer on the bottom. So we have the little head pin with the little ball on the bottom, add the heart bead, and I need to bend this, cut off the excess, make a loop, slip the loop of the upper part of the earring into it. I closed it too much. Put these two together like so. I hope you can see that. Close it up. I think I'm going to make 4 pair. So I like to line everything up. Aww. Oh, it pulled through. Are you kidding me? Oh no, that's not good. Some of these head pins are smaller than other ones. Not good. Well, it's better to find out now that some of these head pins are smaller than others, because I absolutely cannot use these now. It would be really bad if the heart fell off that head pin. So, you know, this is real life here. This is real time, and that's what you discover sometimes when you're making jewelry. So I found some smaller head pins. They don't have the little ball on the end, but let's check it and make sure if it's going to go through or not. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a 3mm on the end, then the heart, then another one, 3mm round bead. And these are sturdier head pins anyway than what these little tiny ones were. You know, like you can see they're bent. So overall, this is going to be the better choice. But I didn't realize until just now that that head pin could slip through. I did test it, and the one I tested didn't go through, but another one did. So that's what I need to do. As I said, better to find out now rather than later. So that's what happened. This whole thing pushed through my bead, my heart bead. So these will need to be redone too. This is my official first pair that's sellable. There you go. Now I'll make some more like these. I have 4 pairs of the heart earrings, the Valentine heart earrings made. And again, this is what it looks like. And what was that other choice? This is one of the first examples that I decided not to do. That's why sometimes it's good to experiment a little bit before you make too many. So that one's out, and these are in. We have 4 pair. I'll put these in our eBay store, Avante Avenue. There'll be a link in the description below this video. And if all 4 sell out, I'll go ahead and make some more. But I am thinking here, what else can I do with these beads besides earrings? So keep watching here. We'll see what we come up with. I think I'm going to make a couple of bracelets. Not enough to go with every pair of earrings, but a couple. I have some 4mm beads, spacer beads. And this is my favorite wire. It's 49 strand. It's Doris. I don't even know if I can get it anymore, but it is 49 strand wire. You can see here it's 30 feet per row, 0.46mm. If I can find this, I'll leave a link for it in the description below the video. But I think Doris was bought out. You know, a lot of my jewelry making supplies I've had for a long time. I'm going to measure off some wire here. I think I'll start with about 10 inches. As I said, it's 49 strand. I'm going to use a toggle clasp. First thing I do is put on a little 3mm bead, then the tiny tube bead. It's so tiny. Thread this through the loop on part of the toggle, feed it back through the tube bead and through the 3mm bead, pulling on the short end and tightening it up. Tightening it up, but at the same time, you've got to have some movement here. You have to have some flexibility. So I'm going to push this back a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of wire exposed so that this toggle end will have movement. You don't want to tighten it up so much that it can't move. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp that bead down. I'm just flattening it. I have a crimping tool somewhere. Got a crimping tool. I bring it into the middle part and crimp it, and then rotate it on its side and crimp it, and just kind of go around. You don't want to overwork it, but at the same time, you want to try to get it flattened and crimped. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me here. In fact, it's just sliding around on here. Push this back down, pull on the short wire a little bit, again leaving room for this to dangle. Needs to dangle a little bit, and now I can start threading on my beads. I could cut this tail off, or I can insert it into some of the beads. I think I'm going to go ahead and insert it in some of the beads as I go. I have the 3mm bead here. I have these little tiny daisy spacers. I start with one of these, then a pink bead, then a daisy spacer. I don't have the right glasses on. I'm having trouble seeing. Let's switch those out here. And then a round silver plated bead, because I just like the silver better than the gold. This is where we have to tuck that tail in. Let's go ahead and get it in here before we get ahead of ourselves. hope I allowed enough wire. Yeah, I think so. Repeat the process. Daisy spacer, pink bead, daisy spacer, round bead, kind of getting the idea there. Always making sure that tail is tucked in. If you like these kind of videos, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't done so, subscribe. You got the idea. I'll just play some music. Okay, now I'm near the size that I want to have, so instead of the larger bead, I'm going back to the 3mm, and then one of those little crimp tube beads on the other end of the toggle bead. Sometimes I don't use the toggle. I like to add an extension chain, but let's see where we are with this. I'm going to pull this through, hopefully, yeah, pull it all the way through here. I don't know if you can see. I've got that tail. Get a hold of that tail and just kind of feed this through. And remember, we don't want it too tight because you want this to have some movement, and right now it's too tight, so I back off a little bit. Can I even get this fastened on myself? What do you think? Is that doable? Because they're tubular, it has an interesting way of laying compared to round beads, but I think it's going to work. We've got this loose enough on the end, I believe. Make sure my beads are pushed back. I'm going to go ahead and crimp this in the center part of my crimping tool, and then turn it, trying to stand it on its side, and crimp it again. Trim this off, which I like to use nail clippers for. Keep prepared in my jewelry kit of nail clippers. And we have a little bracelet. I wasn't able to work in a heart. The hearts would have gone, you know, that direction. I just wanted to make this simple like this. I think I'm going to make one more of these and list it in our store. And when they sell, I can always make some more. I made 4 pairs of earrings with the little heart dangles. 2 bracelets with toggle clasp. This is what I have in the pink beads, so I can make some more. And then of course I have the brass beads I might be able to use for another project. So there's my Valentine's project. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki with Avante Jewellery, and Mark and I will see you soon.